Thanks for joining us tonight. These are your BYU-Idaho Radio Evening Headlines for Friday, March 21st, 2025. I'm Chandler Guadagnine. 33-year-old Fabian Hernandez was sentenced to life in prison yesterday after killing a Rexburg mother of four in front of her children. On August 22nd, Rexburg native Fabian Hernandez shot and killed Ariana Ramos Chavez at their home in front of her children. According to court testimony, Hernandez was the biological father of two of the children and the stepfather of the other two. He was initially charged with first-degree murder of Ramos Chavez, possession of a controlled substance, and misdemeanor use of possession with intent to use drug paraphernalia. On December 16th, Hernandez accepted a plea agreement where he agreed to plead guilty to an amended charge of second-degree murder with an underlying life sentence in exchange for remaining counts to be dropped. First-degree murder involves premeditation, while second-degree murder does not. This means Hernandez admitted to killing Ramos Chavez, but said he did not plan the murder before it happened. Ramos Chavez tried to kick Hernandez out of the home on the night of the killing to try to keep her children away from the drugs he possessed and was actively using. According to EastIdahoNews.com, Hernandez shot Ramos Chavez in the heat of passion. Hernandez never denied he committed the crime and did not want to take it to trial to spare the children from being further traumatized by having to testify. District Judge Stephen Boyce sentenced Hernandez to life in prison. He will be eligible for parole after 35 years and receive credit for 7 months already served in jail. BYU-Idaho Collegiate Singers will perform with the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square this Sunday. The Collegiate Singers will join the Tabernacle Choir in their weekly broadcast of music and the spoken word. Director of the Collegiate Singers, Randall Kempton, told us about the theme for the performance.
We like to do songs for the broadcast that are accessible to listeners and that give a contrast. And Brother Wilberg this time is making the theme of the broadcast faith and believing. And these two pieces hold on and I believe address that directly.
The choir prepared for this performance for 4 weeks. Randall says they've put a lot into it.
Well, when we prepare something for broadcast, we always work a little bit harder to clean it up and polish it up and make it the best we can make it. So it makes the choir stretch and reach a little bit and really care about the way that we present the music and the spirit that we present it with and how we look and how we're presenting the message. So it really elevates our game.
The Collegiate Singers will perform I Believe by Eric Eschenwald and Hold On by Moses Hogan. On the morning of their performance, the choir will do one rehearsal and run through the program with the Tabernacle Choir at 8 and 8:30 in the morning and then perform.
It's a professional, a situation where you come in, you know your music, you rehearse with them once, and then you perform.
Not only will they perform with the Tabernacle Choir, but do a full program on Saturday, March 22nd at St. Ambrose Catholic Church in Salt Lake City at 7 p.m. They'll perform some choral improvisations on Amazing Grace, Were You There?, and an excerpt from Lamb of God and a piece by a Filipino composer. The choir will also perform the same program on April 4th at 7:30 p.m., and tickets are free. You can listen to their performance Sunday morning at 9:30 right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is celebrating 100 years in South America. As the church marks that milestone, it participated in the World Congress on Intercultural and Interreligious Dialogue in Buenos Aires, Argentina on Monday. The conference brings together leaders in religion, academics, and interfaith dialogue specialists. The aim is to help strengthen relationships between faith communities. Sister J. Annette Dennis, first counselor in the Relief Society General Presidency, and Sister Tamara W. Runia, first counselor in the Young Women's General Presidency, both spoke at the event. Sister Dennis took part in a panel about humanitarian aid and highlighted the church's efforts in that area. In her remarks, Sister Runia focused on the importance of religious freedom and the shared responsibility to protect it. The church will continue to celebrate its centennial in South America throughout the year with service projects, interfaith collaboration, and activities focused on unity. Thanks for giving us a listen tonight. These have been your evening headlines for March 21st. 2025. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Stitcher. You can also ask your smart speakers to play KBYI 94.3 FM. Have a great weekend. I'm Chandler Guadagnine, and this is BYU-Idaho Radio.